Hi, good afternoon. I'm excited to make my second video, and I'm hopeful you guys are excited too. Today I was wanting to really touch on something that I think hits a huge population, generalized anxiety. Now, what's the difference between generalized anxiety and just being a worry wart? Well, I want to describe that and really look at that to see if you will be able to identify it. It's natural to have anxiety in your life. Getting married, getting divorced, having a child, losing a child, getting a new job, getting fired. These are all reasons that people have anxiety for an extended period of time. So when does it become generalized anxiety disorder versus this is just a rough patch in my life? Generalized anxiety is someone that can't manage the worries about multiple things. It might be school, might be work, children, career choices, friendships. I'm a stay-at-home mom. Should I be a stay-at-home mom even though I just made the decision to be a stay-at-home mom? Now I think I should go back to work. It's constant and it can't be controlled. So I wanted to also look at the DSM, which is a therapeutic technique, a book that we use just to help us diagnose so that we don't go wrong when we look at people's situations. Here are some of the diagnostic criteria, and I'll just read this for y'all. Excessive worry about multiple events or activities occurring more days than not for at least 6 months. There's the kicker, 6 months or more. The individual finds it difficult to control the worry, and there are 3 or more associated symptoms. And I'll read these symptoms out. Restlessness or feeling keyed up or on edge, being easily fatigued, difficulty concentrating or your mind going blank, irritability, muscle tension, sleep disturbances. Now, if some of you are sitting there thinking, gosh, I have all of those all the time, really consider, do you? Or are we just edgy because of life? And what's the difference? So I would love for you to use a diagnostic tool that I use regularly. It's called the Burns Anxiety Inventory. Go look and see, oh, I just dropped it. Go see and look what you score with. Anxious feelings, anxious thoughts, and anxious physical symptoms. 90% of the people that walk into my office do not realize that they are on the verge of panic attacks because they've been managing their anxiety for so long that they don't even realize it. So do take some time to look at that. So now I'm going to go into what does God want us to do with our anxieties and what does He instruct us to do. I'm really upset that I got an opportunity to speak at the Woodstock Exchange, and one of the tools that I use regularly to help women with anxiety is gratitude. Listen to this Bible verse and listen to what God instructs us to do. Philippians 4:6. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God. Try being anxious and presenting something to God. Because we usually go to God just begging, like, just make this happen for me, or I just want this. Well, try being grateful first. Let's say you're a college kid and you're anxious about going off to school and you just really want to get into UGA, and if you don't get into UGA, you're not going to be able to get the job you wanted, and yada, yada, yada. We know that story. Well, try this. God, I'm grateful that I live in America while I have an opportunity to go to a great university. God, I'm grateful that I have family that will pay for my university, or a government student loan that I can even apply for so that I can continue school. What you'll find is when you go in prayer and ask with thankfulness, your anxiety goes from here and just slowly starts to come down. It is a fantastic tool. But let's say you don't believe in God. Use a gratitude journal. Every day, write down what you're grateful for. And utilize that to at least help reduce your anxiety. But if you're a believer, here's what God promises. Look at verse 7. It's literally the next verse in Philippians. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your mind in Jesus Christ. So He first commands us, come to me with thankfulness. Present your prayers with thankfulness, and I'll guard your heart and your mind. It's an awesome promise. I'd love to see how you apply these tools this week. Give me feedback. I hope to reduce any anxiety that you might be experiencing, but do pray with thankfulness and have a great week.